Hello, my name is Aaron Connie Castle. Welcome to 2010, everybody.
Hello, my name is David Dutil. Welcome to Community Corner.
Hello, my name is Ryan. Welcome to 2010. Welcome to 2010 Community Corner. Aaron?
We are happy to have Jeff Brown from the Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority as our guest today. He is active in helping people with mental and physical disabilities. Please tell us about the mission statement for CMHA.
Welcome, and I'm sure glad to be here to open up your 2010 Community Corner. Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority's mission is to advance social equity and improve the quality of life for people that we serve. Those are persons, with developmental disabilities, children with serious emotional disturbances and their families, adults with mental illness, and people that are struggling with substance use disorders.
Please tell us about the name of this organization.
It is Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority. We are a part of the Oakland County government that's in charge of providing mental health services to the citizens of Oakland County.
I have a personal question. How did you pick Community Corner for your two awards, the Directors and Democratic Advocacy Award, and why?
Well, the first award is the Director's Award given by my organization, and I'm fortunate enough to be the Executive Director, so I get to, choose of all the people who have described what they are doing to advance social equity, to advance information, teaching the community. I get to choose a recipient for that award. You guys, because of the work that this TV show, does with the community in educating the community regarding, issues that are so important to us, that's why we gave you the award. The second award was given by an organization, Community Living Services, and Dan Moran Advocacy Award. Dan Moran was a person served by Community Living Services who was an employee of ours as well, and was very active in communicating to the public and to legislators and to anybody who would listen about the lives that people with disabilities can lead with proper support and help. He was never shy about it. He always demonstrated it. And because of the work that you guys are doing, that's why Community Living Services gave that award to you guys.
So you're saying to us, by seeing our strength in it, so you see Dan through us, right?
Exactly. He never was shy about communicating, and you guys through this TV show have not been shy about putting very important issues to the community out in the community for their education.
We're so humble. Thank you. Ryan?
Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Brown, what is your job training like?
What is my job training like?
Yeah.
Well, I have a degree that is called Master's Degree in Social Work. Right. And so I had to take 5 years of education in psychology and then social work class. I've been a social worker now for 30 years and the executive director of Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority for now 4 years. My training, a lot of on the job, managing, increasing responsibility, a lot of education and community, conversation, budget.
I know.
Just all of it. So.
Is there anyone you'd like to say hi to? back at the authority?
Would I like to say hi to everybody? We have 90 employees, over 90 employees at Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority, and for each and every one of them, I know that they are back at the office, working and working with the Department of Community Health right now in our audit. So hello to everybody.
I
You have
got
a
a question. How did Vicky choose me and Ryan to help you guys with the vote of 2008 and why?
There you go.
How did Vicky choose you guys to help us with the
Voting
get
for-
out to vote in 2008?
Yeah.
Yeah, and why?
Well, Vicky runs a speech crafter class, and that is, to be able to prepare and to teach people to be able to use their voice to communicate, to others. That is a class that no doubt that she, met you through that class, and use your willingness and your ability to speak to get the word out that every person with a disability is able to vote, providing they're over 18 years old.
That's right, because as of this year, we're running part of this year's committee. I'm part of this year's committee, me and David.
You guys are planning on voting this year?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and a good note is Aaron right here is that signed up to vote
He
for
did.
the first time.
I signed up last year to vote.
So have you been able to vote yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I voted for the first time last year.
The year of the presidential election, you got to vote for president?
Yeah,
Me too.
And how was that?
it was pretty good.
Yeah. That you get to, register your opinion and to cast your vote. That's the most important job as a citizen.
And a question for our guest today?
What types of work have you done in past years?
What type of work I've done in the past years?
I'm in past years.
Okay. Some jobs I've worked in hospitals as a pediatric medical social worker for working with kids that are sick and their families and help them recover and get cared for in the community. I've been a supervisor at a mental health organization in Lansing when I lived in Lansing after my Michigan State degree, Michigan State education. I've worked in nonprofit organizations. I've worked in medical facilities, hospitals, and most of the work has been making sure that folks with illnesses and home care, making sure that they have what they need at home to recover, to live their lives in the community. So on the medical side, and then at mental health for those with mental health issues as well.
Interesting. David, have a question?
Yeah, very interesting. David?
And Aaron, how many consumers work with each staff member and why?
How many consumers
Work with each staff
Member.
Let me answer that in a couple different ways. At Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority, last year we served nearly 19,000 people.
Wow.
Holy shebangs.
Holy
And
guacamole, that's a lot
at
of people.
Oakland County Community Mental Health Authority, we do not provide the services and supports that are received. We organize and contract with other agencies in the community, and their staff provides the services and supports that people need. Persons with developmental disabilities, almost, I think the number is over 4,000. Persons with mental illness, about, I'm going to get screwed up on my numbers here, but about 12,000. And then, kids at about 2,000. In substance abuse, even more than that. In our organization at Oakland County Community Mental Health, we work with them through listening, and so all of them, do that, and we organize care. For other organizations, that each person has a staff person that is responsible to them. That they know who's going to be their person to go through for their services and supports. So we have 19,000 people, and we have each one of them knows or should know exactly who they go to get their services and supports from us.
Now answers my question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ryan?
Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Brown, what type of training does your staff need to keep current?
Well, this is a rapidly changing field, and with the budget cuts and the environment that we have now, we have to keep current, and we have to be up to date on the most current technology that's there. If I have some staff that's working with computers, they need to know the latest, the most update, and be highly skilled in that area. Our budget people in their area profession, they need to have the latest and the most update regulations and activities. We have people who are skilled with services and supports, and they need to know the best practices, the things that are going to provide the best outcomes for the people that we serve. And then we have folks that need to monitor contracts and handle customer questions and problems and recipient rights. It's an ongoing education and keeping current on their area of expertise, all of which really need to work together for us to be effective as an organization.
Thank you, sir. David has a question. Aaron, have a question, Aaron?
What types of apartments are in OCC MHA?
Departments?
Yeah.
Okay. We have the department that works with all the contracts, that is responsible for contract organizations. That's called the Purchase Management Department.
Okay.
We have a department that's called Quality Management, and that they provide quality studies and to see how well that the people are getting the services and supports that they need. There's a department called Utilization Management and Best Practices that talks about how much services are getting and how well the practices are being provided, the services are being provided, and are they getting the outcomes that they're supposed to. Our budget people, there's a budget and finance department that handles the money, the accounting, working with the organizations to make sure that the public dollar is well spent, efficiently spent, and with a good outcome. We have recipient rights, that every single person who is provided service also has rights beyond the rights of a citizen, and that they have an ability there to complain, make a complaint when there's a rights, when there's a concern, and we evaluate that. Customer Service Department, handling any and all questions regarding what services we have and the people who are requesting services, and getting that any problem solved so that the right services can get to the right person. We have a due process department. It's not a very big one, but for every decision that's made about services and supports, whether you have some or have less of something or get denied something, that there's always a process to be able to look back and to make sure that every issue was understood. And then you mentioned Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that what department that is?
Sure I do.
And what is that? Community Education Department.
Education Department.
Right. And so we have quite a few, and I'm trying to think of information services.
That's right.
And I do think I've got them all now.
You do.
Because I know that if they're watching, if I missed one of them, I'll be in hot water.
Hot water with them, period.
Yeah.
Hello, Donald Trump.
Hello, Donald Trump. That's right. Hello, Donald.
Yeah.
David?
Elaine,
Yep.
How do you get the names of people needing help?
Anybody, anybody in this county who needs help, we want to make sure that they know where to go, where to call, and that number, at Common Ground Sanctuary, that is, we want to advertise. We want to make sure that people know if there's some mental health service and supports that they need, or if they're having questions, or whether they're in need of hospitalization or anything, that they call Common Ground first. And that is a place. So we try to get out and inform the public about that. Common Ground last year took over 50,000 calls. It is
50,000 calls?
50,000. Not all of them were looking for mental health services, but Common Ground is a place, where people call to get answers. It's connected with the 211 United Way organization. You call 211, got a question, got an answer. If it's something to do with mental health, it comes to Common Ground, and then we sort it out, whether there's a crisis, whether there's eligibility needs, or are you going to need public mental health services, or get referred to other community programs.
You're missing advertisement, right?
I'm sorry?
What is it?
You're missing advertisement?
Yes.
I have a question about that. My radio is non-profit radio. I can do anything to advertise. I was wondering if I could advertise it for Music Matters. 'Cause I have a show every Friday in the morning. Are you non-profitable?
We're a government, agency, and if you have a show like this that, or radio or anything else, that at any time it's important to make sure that anybody who's in need at any point in time understand that they can pick up a phone 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and be able to have someone on the other end, a real person, who will assist them with any of their crisis needs that they have. We'll talk to them if that's all they need. We'll give them information if all they need. If they need referrals, give them what they need. But if they need even a hospitalization or something like that, they will be able to then broaden that out. However we get the word out, your show, our show, in a variety of ways, we can't talk about it enough.
So you're saying you're not non-profitable. So you're saying to me you're not non-profitable?
We are a nonprofit. We are a governmental agency. The people, the organizations that we contract with are all nonprofit organizations.
So I can promote you.
Absolutely, you can promote us.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Ryan?
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, is it possible that a consumer loses services, and so for what reasons? Because, I things on the news today about the economy being so bad as the way it is, It really upsets me because I don't see people like me or other people out there with disabilities losing services for the wrong reasons.
Losing services for the wrong reasons absolutely is something that we work not to have happen. Having services for the right reason is you need to have needs that mix with the hopes and the desires, and that's where we provide services to assist folks with needs to be able to live their lives in the community. For those who have higher needs, they have higher services. If your needs change, if your dreams change, then your services should change. If you need more, if you need less, either way. So it's got to be linked to the needs and what you want as far as life, and we need to be able to help you do that. So yeah, you can lose services, but it should be tied toward an improvement or a need that is no longer needing to be filled with that service. You mentioned something about budget cuts, though.
I did.
And that's the piece that everybody knows that this economy is really sluggish. not thriving. People are losing their jobs, their homes, etc. Our organization and the organizations we contract with require we get funded by tax money, federal, state, and local. If they're not bringing in money, they're not going to be giving us money or as much money. And that is what's been happening. There is budget cuts. We have cut this past year, and we, believe that given the economy, that we will need to be making reductions in the future. So
Jeff,
we do
Are
not
you
want
telling
that.
me, are you saying that I don't want to lose SSI? I don't want to lose that. That's mine. I don't want to lose it from the government. The government sends you that check every week.
Yeah, SSI, that's,
Including me.
that is
David.
something that you have. But Medicaid, there are,
That's right.
Medicaid, that there are some service and supports that are paid for by Medicaid.
There are.
There are service and supports paid by general fund for those people that do not have Medicaid. Those are the two areas where we have to reduce some of the costs because we are not getting reimbursed, we're not getting money from the state or the federal government as much as we have gotten. And so, and there's more people needing our services. More people are coming in, less money. So that is something that, we really have to work with people to make sure we match so closely with what is needed, no more, no less, and that's a conversation that we have with everybody. And we have to do it better and better and better.
Oh, that is just shocking, David. Isn't it shocking to hear that?
Yeah, give me ideas. We might coach in 11 then.
Aaron, have a question?
So, what workshops and conferences are planned each year?
We have two major workshops and conferences, and ones that I see you guys at. And there is the first one, it's either in April or May. It's called the Recovery Conference. At the Recovery Conference is where we give, out several different awards. I mean, there's so many different people who are deserving of awards, but we do recognize everybody who's been nominated for award, and then be able to give award during that meeting, during that recovery conference. Then later in the summer, usually at the end of August, is called a Self-Determination Conference. And those are the two big conferences that we put on each year. And I think it's now the 7th year. This year will be the 7th or 8th year.
Wow. 7th year. Aaron, the 7th year for the conference. 7th year. Wow.
500 or
Yeah, that's
600
long.
people go to these conferences.
I
You've
go.
seen how big they are. And,
I go.
Every report that we have had is that that's one of the most memorable times, and the times where
Yep.
everybody can come together.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've seen my friends, like Michael Jefferson was there. All these people have come. It's like zillions of people, right, David? I've seen hundreds of people coming in droves. It's amazing to see all these people in two different hotels, enjoying themselves, learning. I think it's important that people learn about what different things we live in the community, right, David? Like the OPC, the wonderful services that we have in Michigan, right, David? Because you
Yeah,
don't
we
lose them.
can't lose them because budget cuts.
That's right, you can lose them at all, period.
The other conference, there's one that we are doing cooperatively with our organizations in Macomb County and Wayne County that has to do with educating people regarding their rights. It's a tri-county rights conference.
Yeah.
And so those are the three conferences that that we have committed to putting on again this year.
David, have a question? Let's go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Gray. How do people hear about workshops and conferences? About budget cuts. This goes to my question. Is it free or is it for a cost?
There is no cost to the individuals who attend any of these conferences. And that's been one of the best things that, very few things that we, can offer that get where money is not a problem. We have borne the cost of that, and individuals do not cost.
No question.
Well, the tiniest one you took, guys. I'll have questions.
All right, I'll ask this one. I'll ask this one right here. Does the government inspect guidelines and rules? Because on the website before, a thousand times, Jeff, I've read Fact or Myth about the budget cuts. I've read that. It's shocking. Are there any guidelines or rules that you're just to follow for the government?
We have more government guidelines, rules, and paperwork associated with that, given the connections that we have with the federal government and Medicaid, the state government, with general fund, and our funding sources talk about rules, and we have a lot of things that we need to do to keep track of all that and spend that money, correctly. So there is a tremendous amount of rules and regulations.
I know there are. Jeff, for more information, what makes you please tell us how to contact your agency, please?
You bet. On your screen, that there will be, you can contact us, through the web, or the number for Common Ground and their community customer service number.
And then there's
On
to
your
you,
screen.
you folks. I want to thank our guest today. I'm Nicholas Gray. Ex-Director Jeff Brown has a wonderful benefit hearing of the knowledge and helping people with disabilities. I hope we have inspired you, and inspired you for coming, and inspired us to show the community what it truly means to have people with advocating and to have people talk about
have people with
abilities. It's great. Hoping you know a very safe and enjoyable 2010.
I'm DeWitt Taylor. See you on in February.
My name is Alan Connie Castle. Thanks for being our guest today. And the next show's in February.
See you guys. See you in February.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Got any text?